step-by-step explanation of how an economy can slide into recession. 1. Initial conditions and economic indicators. At the start, an economy might be in a state of growth or stability. However, certain factors can signal potential trouble. These include a slowdown in economic growth, declining consumer confidence, rising unemployment, stagnant wages, and decreasing industrial production. When these indicators show a persistent negative trend, it can be a warning sign that the economy might be heading towards a recession. 2. Triggering event or shock. Recession often begins with a triggering event or shock that disrupts the normal functioning of the economy. This could be a financial crisis, an abrupt change in consumer behavior, a significant increase in oil prices, a natural disaster, or any other unexpected occurrence that impacts the economy on a large scale. 3. Negative feedback loops. The initial triggering event sets off negative feedback loops within the economy. For example, reduced consumer spending. The triggering event can cause consumers to cut back on their spending due to uncertainty and fear, leading to decreased demand for goods and services. Decline in business investment. Businesses may delay or cancel investments in expansion or new projects, further reducing economic activity. Financial sector stress. The triggering event can put stress on the financial sector, leading to reduced lending and restricted access to credit for consumers and businesses. Job losses and income reduction. Decreased consumer spending and business activity can result in job losses and reduced incomes, exacerbating the decline in demand. 4. Government and central bank response. As the recession deepens, governments and central banks often step in to mitigate its effects. They may implement monetary policies, like lowering interest rates, and fiscal policies, such as increased public spending or tax cuts, to stimulate economic activity and boost confidence. 5. Recovery phase. Gradually, the economy starts showing signs of stabilization. Positive feedback loops take over. Increased consumer and business confidence. As government intervention takes effect and the initial shock dissipates, consumer and business confidence begins to rise. Boosted investment and spending. With increased confidence, businesses start investing again, and consumers become more willing to spend, leading to an uptick in demand for goods and services. Job creation and economic growth. As demand increases, businesses hire more employees to meet the growing needs, reducing unemployment and promoting economic growth. 3 main factors for measuring a recession. Gross domestic product, GDP. A significant decline in GDP over 2 consecutive quarters is a key indicator of a recession. GDP measures the total value of all goods and services produced within a country during a specific period. Unemployment rate. A rising unemployment rate is another crucial factor indicating a recession. Job losses and reduced hiring are signs of economic weakness. Consumer Price Index, CPI, and inflation rate. During a recession, consumer prices tend to stabilize or even decline due to reduced demand. Persistently low or negative inflation rates can be a signal of an economic downturn. Example of a recession and recovery: the Great Recession, 2007 to 2009. The Great Recession was one of the most severe economic downturns in recent history. It was triggered by the burst of the U.S. housing bubble, which led to a global financial crisis. Here's how it unfolded. Initial conditions and indicators. Prior to the recession, the U.S. housing market experienced a rapid increase in home prices and a surge in subprime mortgage lending. However, signs of trouble emerged as housing prices started declining, leading to an increase in mortgage defaults and foreclosures. Triggering event. The collapse of the housing market and the subsequent financial crisis became the triggering event for the recession. Major financial institutions faced insolvency, credit markets froze, and investor confidence plummeted. Negative feedback loops. The financial crisis resulted in reduced consumer spending, falling business investments, and widespread job losses. The economy went into a downward spiral as the negative feedback loops intensified. Government and central bank response. Governments worldwide intervened with bailout packages for financial institutions, and central banks implemented aggressive monetary policies, such as lowering interest rates and injecting liquidity into the financial system. Recovery phase. Although it took several years for the economy to fully recover, the intervention measures eventually stabilized the financial system and restored confidence. Gradually, consumer spending and business investments increased, leading to job creation and economic growth. Preparing for a recession. Build emergency savings. Establish an emergency fund that can cover your living expenses for several months in case of a job loss or income reduction during a recession. Manage debt. Reduce high-interest debt as much as possible before a recession. Lower debt levels will provide more financial flexibility during challenging times. Diversify investments. Avoid putting all your eggs in one basket. Diversifying your investments can help mitigate risks during economic downturns. Enhance skills and education. Continuously improve your skills and education to remain competitive in the job market and increase your chances of finding new opportunities during a recession. Review expenses. Evaluate your spending habits and identify areas where you can cut back without significantly affecting your quality of life. Stay informed. Keep track of economic indicators and stay informed about the state of the economy. Being aware of potential warning signs can help you take timely action. Preparing for a recession can provide you with a safety net and peace of mind during challenging economic times. Remember that although recessions can be tough, economies are cyclical, and recovery is a natural part of the economic cycle.